Breaking. CISA added CVE 2026-20316 to the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities Catalog today, July 29, 2026. The federal remediation deadline is August 1st, so this is a short fuse item for covered agencies and a strong signal for everyone else. The product is Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center, or FMC, the management platform many teams use to administer Cisco firewall environments. The stakes are simple. A management interface issue can expose sensitive data, and defenders need to move fast without overreacting. CVE 2026-20316 is described as a use of hard-coded password vulnerability in the web interface of Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center software. According to the NVD description, the issue involves static user credentials for a low-privileged account. The scoring is CVSS 5.3, medium severity, with network access, low attack complexity, no privileges required, and no user interaction required. The listed impact is limited confidentiality impact, with no integrity or availability impact in the CVSS vector. That means this is not scored as a system takeover bug, but it still matters because it touches a security management system. CISA KEV membership is the key signal here. A vulnerability lands in KEV when CISA has evidence that it has been exploited in the wild. That changes priority, even when the CVSS score is only medium, and even when EPSS is listed as 0.000 with a 0 percentile. EPSS is a probability model. KEV is an observed exploitation catalog. For defenders, observed exploitation wins the priority argument. CISA also lists known ransomware use as unknown, which means there is no confirmed ransomware linkage in the data provided, not that the issue is harmless. The affected product named in the advisory data is Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center software. If your organization uses FMC to manage Cisco Secure Firewall deployments, this needs immediate review. Risk is higher where the FMC web interface is reachable from broad internal networks, remote access paths, third-party operations networks, or the public internet. Even a low-privileged path can matter if the system stores policy, device, inventory, or operational data. Do not assume more safe because the CVSS is medium. Start by identifying every FMC instance, then confirm software versions and exposure against Cisco instructions. The real-world danger is exposure of sensitive information from a system that helps manage firewalls. A low-privileged account may still reveal details that attackers value, such as configuration context, managed assets, policy structure, or operational clues. That kind of data can support follow-on activity, even if this vulnerability itself is not listed as causing integrity or availability impact. Security management platforms also sit in a position of trust. If an attacker can learn from them, defenders may lose an important advantage. Treat this as a reconnaissance and data exposure risk around a high-value management claim. To check exposure, first inventory every Cisco FMC instance, including lab, disaster recovery, and regional deployments. Then, verify the running software version and compare it with Cisco's official guidance for CVE 2026-20316. Next, map who can reach the web interface. Is it limited to a hardened management network, or reachable through VPN, jump hosts, partner networks, or the internet? Review authentication logs for unexpected successful logins, especially low-privilege sessions and access from unusual source addresses. Also check whether centralized logging is receiving FMC web interface events, because missing logs can slow triage. The required CISA action is to apply mitigations in accordance with vendor instructions, while complying with BOD 26-04 risk-based update guidance and CISA's forensics triage requirements. For federal civilian agencies, the deadline is August 1st, 2026. For everyone else, use that same date as the urgency anchor. Pull the Cisco advisory, identify affected versions, and apply the recommended fix or mitigation. If you cannot remediate immediately, restrict access to the FMC web interface as tightly as possible, especially from untrusted networks. Keep change records and preserve relevant logs so security teams can validate whether exposure occurred. For detection, focus on the FMC web interface and authentication activity. Look for successful logins that do not match normal administrator patterns, especially low-privileged accounts, odd timing, new source IP addresses, or access from network ranges that should not manage FMC. Review web access logs, identity provider records if integrated, VPN records, jump host logs, and firewall telemetry around FMC. Monitor for sensitive data views or exports where logging supports it. Because CISA references forensics triage requirements, preserve evidence before making disruptive changes where possible. The goal is simple: confirm exposure, contain access, and keep enough records to investigate. Here is the bottom line. CVE-2026-20316 is a Cisco Secure Firewall Management Center hard-coded password vulnerability added to CISA KEV today. The score is medium, CVSS 5.3, but KEV status means CISA has evidence of exploitation, so priority should be high. Known ransomware use is unknown. Federal agencies have until August 1, 2026 to remediate, and other organizations should treat that as a practical deadline. Inventory FMC, check versions, reduce web interface exposure, apply Cisco guidance, and review logs. For more rapid, ranked vulnerability coverage, subscribe to the daily Ranked CVE Brief.